My name is Michael Hagan, and today here at Carrollton Christian Fellowship, our daily Bible reading comes from 2 Kings chapter 15 through chapter 17. And our daily devotional comes from the very beginning of 2 Kings. And what we see here is we see that another king has come to the throne in Judah, and there in the southern tribe. And this king is King Azariah, or also known as King Uzziah. In 2 Kings, we don't see too much about the reign of King Azariah or Uzziah, but in Second Chronicles, the author there gives us much more about him in Second Chronicles chapter 26. And what we see is that Azariah or Uzziah, that he had done many of and had done a lot of great reforms within the southern nation there in Judah. And he had restored the temple. He had walked in the ways of his father and also of Jehoash. But some differences between him and what leads to it and those who the Lord says are some great kings, those that we see coming later on in the nation, is that he did not fully remove the high places. He did not fully remove those places which had been set up in and for those of Judah and Israel to go and worship, and which distracted them from God's leading and God's directing in their life. And so what we see is that these are really, they're compromises. They're compromises that become apparent of the shallowness of their relationship with the Lord. And so as Paul wrote to the Philippians, Paul said that he had learned to both abound and to abase. He had learned how to have much in the Lord and also to have little in the Lord. And so just as Paul had encouraged those in Philippi, the Philippian believers, to walk forward in that and to learn how to do that, we also see that that is a great lesson even for the kings and even for every individual that desires to go forward in the things of the Lord. And so what the author of Chronicles writes to us and shows us is that with Uzziah, when he had grown strong, he desired and he decided to go forth and to sacrifice to the Lord of his own strength and of his own will. And so he desired to, whence he was strong, to go before the Lord in his strength and no longer to wait and to trust on and to do things according to the Lord and on his salvation and on his way. So no longer approaching the Lord by the Lord's merit, but approaching the Lord based upon his strength and his ways. And so just as even Paul had written to the Galatians, we should even take this lesson as an example even to us, that we should never think that we are too great and too strong in our faith not to fall. Because all too often, even within the church today, Christians tend to do a very good job of abasing, of in difficulty, in trials, we do really well of staying close to the Lord. But it's when we abound, when God's blessings, they multiply and they continue and they grow to us, we tend not to always stay as focused as we should on him. And so I hope that this can encourage you to go forward in the things of the Lord and go forward and just to focus on the Lord in these things. So take care, have a blessed one, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you tomorrow.